You know, there's a petition to kick you Yanks out. Every Aussie signed it, about 19,000 so far. If every Aussie signed it, there's more than 19,000 people in this country. Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Ashley here, long time no chat, actually present day. So basically, I had a jam-packed day today. I had therapy, physio for the first time. I went to By Design in North Hobart, a new spot, loved it. It was my very first time going to physio, because apparently I rolled my ankle when I fell on flat ground like almost 2 months ago now. A nail appointment and then the dentist. So this is still not completely functional this side, but it was my first time going for a filling. Even smart to like film. This part of my face isn't moving. This is so embarrassing. I just had a really bad reaction to anesthetic at the dentist. And yeah, I pretty much got sent home. I'm just waiting for a ride. And I almost fainted. It was great. What a great way to spend the day off. Just killing it, Hobart. I love it. Basically, I have a lot of scar tissue down here where they were trying to fill one of the cavities and they couldn't get like the needle for the anesthetics in the right spot or something, and then it ended up in my bloodstream and I had a panic attack in the dentist chair. I was getting like really faint, and they were supposed to also do one on this side, so it was supposed to be like lopsided and numb on both sides, but they're like, yeah, maybe we should just do one. I was like, I totally agree. That is such a good idea, because I mean, I'm okay. It just was like to the point where it was like, okay, probably should take it easy. Like, you have someone who's picking you up, like this and that. So I was like, okay, that's probably a better idea. Oh, and I went to Rain Check Lounge for the first time and got food, and it was actually super reasonable. So it's good to know. I got a couple things in the mail. Let's do a mini haul. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my gosh, this is so cozy. I got the Shameless Winter Drop merch. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna put this on like right now. I'm a big fan of Shameless the podcast. One of my friends, Allie, got me into them. I think I've definitely chatted about it before. Shout out, Allie. We also haven't caught up in a bit, so I figured we could also just chat life in general as my face is denumbing itself, I guess is the best way to put it. So I asked you guys to give me some questions of different things you wanted me to chat about or address, but I guess just in general. Still have the same job, still living in the same place as I was when pretty much everything changed in February. Going okay. It has its challenges still, that's for sure. I feel like it's really hard being in a management position and not being a people, like it's really hard to be in a management position and to be a people pleaser at the same time. That's been a massive struggle for me, and it's honestly really taxing. I've still been feeling really lonely here in Tas after being here a year and a half, and yeah, it's just been harder than expected still, but I'm trying to give myself some grace with that. I also want to pop in and add onto the fact of feeling lonely, because I feel like a lot of the times when I say, oh, I'm feeling lonely, feeling alone, the first thing people will say is, well, you moved across the world, far away from your family and friends. And I'm like, yes, it's true, but distance is distance regardless of how long it is. Yes, it is far away from family and friends, and there's a time difference and all of that, and of course that does add partly to it, but regardless of the distance, it's moving to a new place, it's trying to build a life, it's moving somewhere new, not knowing anyone, building a friend group, building a community, building a life in general. The growing pains are definitely just taking a lot longer than expected. I feel like last year was a lot more of like, ooh, this is new, this is exciting, I moved to Australia, how cool. Whereas this year it's more like, okay, I moved to a new place. You know, the fun hasn't worn off, quote unquote. I'm sure partly, but it's more of like, okay, this is still me moving somewhere new, building a life. Like, it doesn't just, like, the process is taking longer to adjust than originally anticipated, for sure. And of course I miss my family and I love them, but I do talk to them quite frequently, and whether I was living, you know, here in Tasmania or literally a couple states away from my family in the US, distance is still distance. Everyday things. How did living in Australia change you? Day-to-day things, everyday things. Just really feel like I'm going through the motions day by day. Some days are better than others. I feel like my weeks are quite repetitive with work. I've been really enjoying going to Pilates in town at Happy Studios. That's like a good way for me to get out of the house and get moving. Yeah, work overall, like I said, is good, but it has its moments, and I definitely judge myself a lot and put a lot of external pressure on myself that I don't need to. So that definitely doesn't help. And then how did living in Australia change me? I don't really know. I feel like you guys would probably be able to answer that more than I could, but I don't know. I feel like it might be still early to answer that question. I'd have to have a think. Okay, now back to some unboxing, and then we'll be back. We're just gonna go back and forth. It's gonna be great. Originally, I wasn't going to try this website because I don't love to support like fast fashion, really crappy, morally, sustainably sourced products. But I unfortunately did get hooked. My housemate ordered some things off Temu, and I just got this package in the mail, so I don't really know what to expect. Ooh, I know what that is. It's like the kind of thing where sometimes you just need to have like your pointless purchases or pointless purchase of the month, of the week, however it gets you through. They actually packaged this beautifully with all of my goodies. Let's go through it together. First up, I'm gonna be honest, I forget. Like, I know what I got, but I can't tell what this is. This looks like makeup. Oh my gosh, this is a cleaner for my AirPods. Oh my gosh, I really hope this works. This is like $2. I also desperately need new AirPods. I need ones that just like are more comfortable in my ear and fit better. Next question. Simple setup for YouTubers and editing tools. So I definitely would say go-to first tool would be if you have an iPhone, especially nowadays the quality is so much better than it was. I definitely do think that it's doable. Clearly, even if you can get the little microphone thing, which I will now chat about. Perfect segue. I wasn't even planning this to be like intertwined. This is a great cheap YouTube tool and short form content tool that I'm about to show you that I got from Temu. This isn't even gifted or sponsored or any of the above. I most definitely paid for all of these myself, but here's one. Oh, I forgot I got this. If this works, you know, like on TikTok, those like things with the little microphones. I thought that would be freaking iconic. I would probably have to get an adapter. Or no, I think I can use a dingle. How does this work? Oh, they give you two different ones. Okay. I think I could just use a dingle, yeah. A dingle? A doogle? What do you call the little adapter things? I think I have one. I have one somewhere. Where is the sound coming out in this? Is this even working? I don't know if this one will work. I think this one was a fail. So I think I figured it out. I think the other plug had to be plugged into something. So I plugged it into random old earbuds that honestly are so much more comfortable than my AirPods. So maybe I should fix that problem sooner rather than later. Is this audio working? Oh my god, it worked. That's actually so cool. I'm gonna use this. Okay, we're back. So yes, super fun. I think more so for, yeah, just fun purposes. But I mean, you definitely do not need it at all. Your iPhone, even just normal earbuds, the microphone in it is good, or AirPods. And then for editing, I honestly straight from the get-go went straight into Final Cut. At least at the time it was like 300-ish USD, but it's forever. But they did do a 3-month free trial, which was great because I got to test it out and see if I did want to stick using it. And I ended up loving it, and I use it all the time to edit and whatnot. But is iMovie still a thing? I know I'm doing a lot of Mac products, that's just what I'm used to, but I'm sure there are cheaper alternatives, but unfortunately I can only speak from what I do, so I hope that was helpful. And then for like other things, like I love on my phone, Splice is a great app for like cutting and editing on your phone. I mostly use it for short form, but I'm sure you could transpire that to more longer form things. Splice is great, it's a great app. I love Adobe Lightroom. Those are probably the two that I use the most, and then I use Final Cut. I do have a Canon EOS M50, but you guys know me, I sometimes fluctuate between this and my phone. More random product time. Ooh, what's this? This is like Christmas. Did I get a mug? Oh my god, no way! I actually have to keep a plant alive for this. I got a little oddish plant. Little planter. How cute. Oh my god. Pumped. Pumped. Oh my gosh, yay. Most of this is just like stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be cool to have. I got a laptop stand. I had a laptop stand. No, it was in the US, it wasn't here. And I actually, oh my God, I actually really liked it. How does this work? I don't think it comes with instructions. Oh, does this go like this and then it, no. How does it work? Oh. Oh, okay. Is that sturdy enough? Let's see. Oh, that's fine. $2, I'll take it. This is a sweet comment. I would love to hear that you are feeling settled and happy. Unfortunately, I'm not, but thank you. And in 20 years from now, someone says to you, I hear a slight accent, and you reply, where I was meant to just do some short-term study on seals, but ... The seals are definitely still top priority. It's really funny. I was on the phone with my therapist this morning, but basically I was saying how, well, this kind of also ties into me not necessarily feeling settled and happy at this very moment, but I was mentioning how I've been really just down and lonely and just moments of feeling quite lost. And she was like, oh, but you know, your purpose is the seals. You're there for the seals, this and that. And I'm like, that's great. And that's still very true. Sometimes it doesn't help. Definitely more settled, I guess. As I mentioned, it's kind of like going through the motions. I feel like I'm floating most days. And some days it's fine, but some days it does get to me and I'm like, I don't feel, you know, like I have moments of overall like excitement and happiness, of course, but I don't know, the last couple weeks have been a bit dull for me. And I think that also is probably why I haven't picked up the camera, even less than normal. Yeah, hopefully on the incline, on the uphill. I think more than anything, it's just been hard with change of the seasons as well. It's so dark and I feel like everyone here in the Hobart area, like the second it turns dark, they just want to hide in a blanket, which I don't blame you, but also if you work like a 9 to 5 sort of hours and all you have is that time after work when it's dark and cold and you kind of still want to get out and no one else wants to, there's only so much you can do by yourself. Like I don't mind going out to eat by myself, grabbing a drink by myself, grabbing a coffee by myself, but sometimes it gets really exhausting and really tiring and sometimes it's the last thing that you want to do and it just makes you feel more alone. So hopefully on the uphill, just been a rough couple of weeks, but thank you for saying that. And this goes into the next question. I got slippers because I said the earlier word, slippers. I also feel like I'm still kind of slurring my words with my face being half numb. I thought these were super cute. And I'm not normally a slipper gal, but like the houses here are so cold, there's no insulation. You can't have like a heater everywhere. So I thought these are so cute. I'm pumped. Yeah, these should fit. Let's do a quick shoe measure. Yeah, we're good. What are you gonna do once your studies are finished? So studies, it's kind of confusing. Studies technically are finished. I did graduate officially in April. If you saw my last video, I kind of popped it into the end, which was super weird. But I did finish my thesis and submit it and finish everything in, I was like, that's time, in December. And although I am still actively working on, well, not lately because I haven't really been in a great headspace, but been trying to at least work on revising my thesis to get published hopefully this year. That's still the plan, is to publish my master's thesis. It's just been really difficult to find energy and time, and then I find energy and time, and then a lot of self-doubt, and just as a human, as a scientist, am I good enough? A lot of self-doubt, a lot of putting myself down, which is exhausting and just not a great headspace to be in. But the plan is still to save up money this year, and as I'm working full-time, hopefully next year, sometime next year, start the PhD. Still the plan, still the seals, love the seals. I don't know where, I don't know when, I don't know with who, which honestly is really frustrating because I have moved around a decent bit in my life, at least in my adult life. And I just feel like I've been looking for a reason to stay in Tasmania. I mean, although I did actively choose to stay here after finishing my studies, like officially, because I wanted to stay here. But I think sometimes I for sure look for a bigger reason to stay instead of just being like, oh yeah, I want to stay because I want to. And that's it. I'm like, oh, is it for, you know, a degree? Is it for a job? Is it for, you know, friends? You know, who's it for? And sometimes I just find myself, especially in the last couple weeks, which again, this ties into my mood not being amazing, is I keep feeling like I'm looking for more. And don't get me wrong, I love Tassie. I don't plan on leaving anytime soon, but I don't really know. And I guess that's kind of okay in your adult life to not really know what's going on, but it definitely nonetheless is very frustrating, like very frustrating to not know. Because there's still to this day, I've been in Tas for a year and a half, there's still so many times where I'm like, oh, should I buy this? Oh no, but I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. And it's like, that's such a crappy way to live. Like, oh, I don't want to settle or like put my roots down because I don't know if I'm gonna be moving, or I don't know what's going on, or I don't know what opportunity is gonna come up. And yeah, just quite exhausting. I hope it makes sense. For now, Tas, working, next year PhD, hopefully, don't know where, don't know with who, don't know on what exactly, but definitely seal related, because you know me. I got random accordion folders for work, super cute. And then I got a polar bear, a sleeping polar bear bath mat, which will probably get destroyed quite quickly, but it was cheap and it was cute. And that's my haul. Thank you so much for coming along. So fun. Also, just like not related to any of this, but now I'm just going through my comments, and thank you so much to the lovely users who take your blue, white, red and shove it up your blank because Australia doesn't need Americans, and then ranting at me to F off. That's lovely, thank you. Also, shout out to the person who said there's a petition to kick you Yanks out. Every Aussie signed it. About 19,000 so far. If every Aussie signed it, there's more than 19,000 people in this country? In case you didn't know. Like, so many of you are lovely, but the people that just see like, oh, American, screw off. Like, well, I'm not going anywhere, guys. I guess Dark Mofo video coming next, because I've turned this into the chattiest thing ever, which I guess I said it was happening anyway, but subscribe. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you sticking it out with me, even though I haven't been feeling amazing. I'm hoping it just gets better. And I can't wait past the 21st when it starts to get later and later out every day, and I'm very excited for that. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. Please be nice in the comments. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.